Hi everybody, it's FIBO Group and you are watching to the Market Watch review. Asia-Pacific equities were mixed. Among the major markets, India, China, Hong Kong, and Australia saw gains, while Japan was flat and South Korea's shares drop. Stoxx 600 Europe is down 0.7%, the same yesterday. The US futures are slightly more stable. Except for the yen, the dollar trades with a stronger bias than the yen. The threat of US verbal intervention and falling US rates helped the yen recover. The price of gold is consolidating around $1,835. Yesterday, August WTI fell more than 3%, and today it is pinned at the lower end yesterday's range, but looks poised for a recovery in North America. Asian Pacific market. Japan's composite PMI increased for the fourth consecutive month to 53.2. This is not, however, the most important news today. Japan's recovery is already underway. There are two other developments worth noting. First, foreign investors sold bonds last week for record amounts of $35.5 billion. Second, they liquidated nearly JPY 945 trillion worth of Japanese equities. Nikko, former head of FX at the Ministry of Finance, raised concerns about unilateral intervention. The combination of lower U.S. yields combined with the threat of unilateral intervention have pushed the greenback against the yen in a second session. Australia's preliminary manufacturing PMI rose to 55.8 from 55.7, but it was not enough to offset the decline in the service PMI from 53.2 to 52.6. For the second consecutive session, the Australian dollar is moving lower. Market of Europe. The preliminary PMI for the Eurozone was lower than expected. The UK flash PMI was mixed. From 54.6, the manufacturing PMI dropped to 53.4. The services PMI remained steady at 53.4. Market analysts had expected a slight decline. Two by-elections are taking place today, and polls suggest that both could be lost by the Tories. The results could further damage the Prime Minister's ability to lead the Tories to victory in the next election. Although the euro trades heavily, it is still within yesterday's wide range. Sterling also trades lower than yesterday and is still within yesterday's range. Market of America. Powell, Fed chair seemed to reduce supply chain bottlenecks and focus more on demand. Powell also acknowledged that the U.S. inflation was middle of the pack among large countries at the FOMC meeting. He said that fiscal stimulus would not be able to explain the modest differences in inflation. The Canadian dollar has not been helped by Canada's recent strong jobs report, strong retail sales, and higher than expected inflation. The U.S. dollar is currently at CAD 1.29 to 1.30. That's all for me. Closely monitor the news background and be prepared for all the surprises of the market.